Never Doubt Your Strength. Chapter 1. The Little Boy with Big Questions. 6-year-old Aarav lived in a peaceful village surrounded by fields, tall trees, and winding dirt roads. But unlike other children, he asked a question almost every day: what can I do? What am I truly capable of? His father would smile gently and say, "You're stronger than you think, son." Aarav didn't fully understand what that meant. He was small, quiet, and shy. His friends ran faster, climbed higher, and seemed fearless. Aarav often stood at the edge, watching, wondering whether he had any strength at all. One afternoon, while playing near the forest, Aarav came across an old wooden cart stuck in the mud. Its wheel was buried deep, and beside it stood an elderly farmer who looked tired and worried. Aarav walked up to him and asked, "Can I help?" The farmer chuckled softly. "You're kind, little one, but this cart is too heavy even for grown men." Aarav stepped closer. The cart looked huge, impossible to move. He hesitated. His doubts whispered, "You're too small, you can't do this." But then he remembered his father's words, "You're stronger than you think." He placed both hands on the wooden frame and pushed with every bit of strength in his tiny body. For the first time, his mind focused not on what he couldn't do, but on what he might accomplish if he tried. And in that moment, his heart whispered something stronger than doubt. Just one word: believe. Chapter 2. The Push That Changed Everything. Aarav leaned into the cart and pushed as hard as he could. His small feet dug into the dirt, his arms trembled, and the afternoon sun warmed his face. At first, nothing happened. The wheel didn't budge. The cart didn't shift even an inch. The farmer watched kindly, expecting the boy to give up at any moment. But something inside Aarav refused to stop. He wasn't pushing the cart. He was pushing against every doubt he had ever carried. A second passed, then another. Sweat gathered on his forehead. The cart creaked. The wheel shivered. The mud beneath started to loosen. "Keep going, boy," the farmer encouraged, surprised by the boy's determination. Aarav pushed again with a deep breath, gathering courage from a place he never knew existed. Suddenly, the wheel snapped free from the mud with a loud pop. The cart moved, slowly at first, then steadily rolling onto solid ground. The farmer gasped. Aarav stumbled back, panting, shocked at what he had just accomplished. He had done something even adults had failed to do. How? How did I do that? Aarav whispered. The farmer placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Because no one told you that you couldn't. You believed you could, so you did." Aarav felt a strange warmth inside, pride, strength, and a growing understanding of his father's words. He wasn't strong because of his muscles. He was strong because he refused to doubt himself. That day, something shifted inside him. He realized that sometimes the world limits us, but more often we limit ourselves. Chapter 3. A lesson that spread across the village. News travels fast in a small village, and by the next morning, everyone had heard about the little boy who freed the cart from the mud. Some people were amazed, some amused, and some simply curious. How did such a small child do what strong men couldn't? Aarav himself didn't quite know how to answer, but he knew one thing: his belief had been stronger than his doubt. And for the first time in his life, he held his head a little higher. The village schoolteacher, Mr. Raman, asked Aarav to stand before the class. "Tell us what happened," he said kindly. Aarav nervously retold the story, his voice quiet at first, but growing stronger with each word. When he finished, Mr. Raman nodded. "Do you all understand? This is not a story of muscles. It is a story of mindset." The children leaned forward, listening. When you think you cannot, your body stops trying. Your mind becomes your biggest wall, but when you believe, even a little, your mind opens the door to possibilities. A few students raised their hands, asking questions. "Sir, does that mean we can do anything?" Mr. Raman smiled. "Not anything instantly, but far more than you think." Aarav felt proud, not because people praised him, but because his experience was helping others. Parents began telling their children, If Aarav can do it, so can you. Don't doubt yourself. Slowly, a new spirit grew in the village, a spirit of belief, effort, and quiet confidence. Children tried harder. Adults encouraged more, and Aarav learned that strength wasn't about lifting weight. It was about lifting one's own thinking. Chapter 4: The Power That Lives Within Us. All weeks later, Aarav sat with his father near the riverbank as the sun dipped behind the hills. Birds flew overhead, and the gentle breeze carried the scent of evening flowers. "Papa," Aarav said softly, "was I always strong?" His father smiled. "Yes, but you didn't know it. And strength doesn't appear when everything is easy. It shows itself when you try something you believe you cannot do." Aarav thought about the cart, the moment of struggle, the moment of victory. He realized it wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was a choice not to give up and not to doubt himself. His father continued, "Most people fail not because they are weak, but because they convince themselves they are weak. The greatest prison is the belief that you can't." Aarav looked at his small hands. They hadn't grown overnight, yet he felt different, bigger on the inside. Years later, as he grew up, that lesson became his foundation. Whenever life challenged him, he remembered the cart stuck in the mud. He remembered the push that changed his thinking. And he remembered that belief, not size, created strength. His childhood story became a reminder to everyone he met. When you stop doubting yourself, you start discovering yourself. When no one tells you that you can't, you realize that you can. Your only real limits are the ones you accept. And just like that, a 6-year-old boy taught an entire village, and eventually himself, a truth that many adults forget. Strength lives inside us all. But belief is what unlocks it.